had tackled him, sending him sprawling to the floor, then handcuffed him and bundled him away at the speed of light, Maggie craning her neck to catch a glimpse of him. The next second, the train was besieged with railway staff. Miranda had somehow disappeared, and Maggie found herself completely alone, standing next to the cord, waiting as a very angry-looking guard bore down on her. After bundling her into a little room off the main concourse to give her an extremely stern talking to about whether she realised that everyone had thought they were going to blow up the train, and how she absolutely couldn't behave like that, and how she'd thrown off the entire network, and how the fine might just be the start of it, Maggie had broken down in sobs completely, and they'd asked if they could phone someone on her behalf. But it couldn't be David, of course, and oh God, how could she possibly explain this to Stan? And everyone else had disappeared for the summer, which was why they had eventually got in touch with Dr. Deverell, the headmistress of Downey House, and why she had been deposited by the British Transport Police back where this had all started. It was hard to believe it was barely lunchtime. In the corridor, she buried her face in her hands. She had never felt more alone. She was a grown woman, engaged to be married, who had embarked on a flirtation. No, that didn't sound right. That wasn't what she had had with David, not at all. It wasn't some grubby Facebook affair. It had been more than that. Something deeper and more serious. She tried not to picture him. Those dark eyes with their long lashes. That grin that came and went at unexpected moments. His long frame striding across the hills with his dog, Stephen Dedalus. A crush. That was what she'd had, she told herself firmly again. A crush, like half of the upper fourth also had on him, desperate for glimpses when the classes got together for drama or concerts. She had a deep, passionate crush on a teacher. Not something that had happened to her when she was at school. Something that had waited until she was grown up and a teacher herself. She was just a late developer, that was all. And what did she tell her girls when they got helpless, passionate crushes on pop stars or YouTube stars? It's normal. It's part of growing up. It will pass and help you to form real adult relationships. Proper ones with proper adults with genuine flaws and complexities who see you as you are, rather than an unrealistic, idealised state of romance. But still, how could she help what she was feeling? And what she was feeling was so very, very strong. It hadn't dampened down, hadn't settled at all. She had thought of him every second that summer term, wondering what he was doing. Every sleepless night, twisted in the bedclothes of her single bed in her turret rooms. And he had come for her, hadn't he? Or was it for Miranda? She didn't even know. Her phone was buzzing, 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 but not from him. Oh, God. A wedding planned, invitations sent, Stan waiting after she had sworn to him, sworn to his face on the lives of her beloved nephews Cody and Dylan, that this was it, that she would never, ever get caught up with David again. A dress hanging on the back of a door. Her stomach was ice water. How had everything gone so wrong? This was such a mess. Chapter 3. Wallet, keys. The policeman looked askance at David's keys as he filled in the discharge form. They were ancient, heavy things. Where do you live? A dungeon? David tried to smile, but couldn't. Dr. Fitzroy, his headmaster, was waiting right outside. This wasn't going to be remotely pleasant. A school, for now. The policeman looked up at him, narrowing his eyes, then shook his head as he ticked off the list. Right, that's your lot. David blinked. And my phone? He said. The policeman looked in the bag. No phone here. David cursed. He hated his mobile at the best of times, but the one thing it did have was absolutely the only thing he needed.